Guys, and welcome back to Cynical Velocity versus Livid Motorsports. Tonight we are here for round 9 of the 10 race championship. We are here for the Russian Grand Prix. Tonight we actually have things even with 6 from SV and 6 from Livid. It's going to be very interesting to see how drivers are going to be able to cope with everything that's going to be going on tonight, and I'm looking very much forward to it. Um, should be a fairly decent race, I think. It'll be interesting to see how some of the drivers are going to be tonight, and as once said, I'm definitely looking forward to it. So we'll go through all the drivers and what team they are, and just to give you a small recap, we have Panda for Livid. We also have Blazer Guns also for Livid as well, and we've got the quite a lot of SV drivers now popping up. We've got SV Richard, Sinistro, Jota, Bradford and Snorlax all a part of SV. We also have Bibbin, Danny, part of Livid, SV One Shot obviously a part of SV, and then we have Ginger Ninja and Redemption at the bottom there in there for Livid. And it looks like Bradford is now on his way out. We also have Danny F1. After a bit of controversy last week, what happened between him and Snorlax, he did receive a couple of penalties. But it's a brand new week, and hopefully everything is back to normal. So Danny F1 going to come out. He is on those hard compounds. Not sure whether it's this. I don't know what kind of compounds they are. I know obviously they are soft, medium, and hards. But there is like C1, C2s. I just cannot remember for the love of me. But as said, we are here. Only one more round after this. I'm. Would I say I'm happy that it's going? Probably not. I have enjoyed. But only a few more rounds to go now. And Livid on the back foot tonight. They lost a few more points last week. They'll be looking to hopefully rectify themselves. Obviously this is their pick of the track, and SV have the last pick. Not sure what track that is just of yet, but once I know the full details I will be able to hopefully let you guys know. Be very interesting to see where people are going to be able to put their car. Obviously this is the fight for pole position. Only one qualifying session tonight. Danny looks to, obviously is starting his lap now, going through a very long left-hander of turn 1, 2, 3, 4, going into turn 5 now, going up to turn 6. Runs out very wide though, which is going to cost him quite a few attempts there, coming into turn 6 and 7. Coming up to probably one of the trickiest corners of the track, and it's very easy to cut. Turn 8, coming up to turn 9, I think. I don't actually have the track map up. It's kind of just a guess. And now DRS, second DRS zone of the Russian Grand Prix track at Sochi Autodrome, where the 2014, no, is it 2014 Winter Olympics? We've got yellow flags out there. It might be for drivers, I'm not sure. I want to keep on board with Danny F1 here to see what kind of time he can put in. He's run out slightly wide again, but shouldn't cost him too much time there. He's now coming up towards the line. Pit entrance is to the right hand side of the drivers. He's coming around the final corner now. Let's see what time he's going to put in. It's going to be a 1:35.2. I believe it was Brad. I know we've got Jota just ahead of him. There might be some drivers ahead, and there is Sinistro goes pole position on the softest tyres, and that's a 133.1. But Jota coming around the final corner now to see where he can put that Williams, and it is P2. He beats Danny on the same tyre by 1/10 there, and Bradford crossing the line. He goes P2 on the medium tyre. Blazer Guns did indeed cross the line, but it is invalid. One shot has got a car ahead of him. Hopefully won't be able to hold him up too much, but he runs in slightly too deep there. And Redemption is pulled out of this lap, and he is coming in. He wasn't feeling great on those tyres. And we have Snorlax on the lap. We've got Panda coming up to the line now. He is also on those hards. The one stop is very easy around this track. He's round the final corner now to put his time in. It's going to be a very slow lap, 2 seconds off the best. We've got Richard now starting his lap. One shot did indeed invalidate, unfortunately. We've got Ginger Ninja and Redemption still in the pits. Bibbin is just ahead of Snorlax. Bibbin about to finish his lap. He's on a slow lap from what I can see. It might be invalid then. He does cross the line. It's 142, but obviously that is a very slow lap. And Snorlax now in the Haas car. There is a car just ahead of him, which I believe is Danny F1, but he doesn't improve. And Snorlax goes up to P2 on those medium tyres. Only 5/10 behind Sinistro, so Snorlax will probably be looking to get pole position here. And Blazer Guns finally gets that lap in. Goes P5. Ginger Ninja now on his way out. We've got Richard just ahead of One Shot here. One Shot looking very uncomfortable on this track. Does have a car just ahead of him, but I don't think that car is on the lap. He has got Richard just behind him, actually, sorry. I thought he was ahead of him, but One Shot coming up to the hardest braking zone, and he completely missed that. Doesn't look very too comfortable, so we'll go back onto Richard. I don't know who actually is ahead of him. That is Panda, just ahead of him. I'm not sure if Panda is on a lap here, but he's not off on his time in the final sector. It's a slight lock up into the second to last corner. He's coming around the final corner now. Another slight lock up, and doesn't improve. He does improve by 3/10, and Richard round the final corner now, and it's gonna put him up there. It's gonna be P7. He removes Panda from that P7 spot. Bibbin on another lap. I think he might be trying to get rid of some fuel. He's going to cross the line though. Right on board with him till the end. Very tentative around the final corners, and he does improve by 1.4 seconds, but it's not enough to push him above anywhere else. Danny F1 is gone again, but only got P6. So he hasn't moved. Oh, Blazer Gun's losing it at the final corner, and we've got a yellow flag, which I believe is for the likes of Ginger Ninja and Redemption. Ginger Ninja starting his lap now. And Redemption's come back out on those medium tyres, which is probably a good sign that he's definitely going to be going for a decent lap here. Sinistro is back out on a set of softs once again. That will be a new set, I would assume. 10 minutes to go in this short qualifying session. Obviously, tyre wear around this track is little to none, basically. You can 2014, for example, Rosberg locking up and ruining his tyres on the first lap, and went into a set of the hardest compound, and he went straight to the end. Sinistro moving well out the way of Ginger Ninja whilst he's on this lap. Ginger Ninja arguably probably one of the best drivers in Livid. He's definitely bringing that car home nearly every week. He has had a few rough weeks, especially at Brazil, where he had that collision with Jota. Ginger Ninja is getting a slight tow from the car just ahead of him, and he will move out of the way. That is Bradford, I believe. No, that was... who that was? I have no idea who that was, actually. That was Blazer Guns moving out of the way, but we're going to ride back on board with Ginger Ninja here. Who should put himself up there. Obviously you can't see the delta, but he's coming around the final corner now. He's going to be slightly off the pace. Then he goes P4, so there's probably a lot of time to pick up there. And Bibbin is on another lap here. I think he went a little bit quicker, he went a second quicker, but I don't think it counted. Redemption though, about to finish his lap here, and he is still on a lap. Keeping it very smooth, 8.5 minutes to go. And Redemption will want to put himself up to probably around Bradford. He might actually do it, not put himself on pole position. He does, he beats Bradford, only just though, by 3/10. Sinistro is on a lap as well. Redemption is on a cooldown. We've got Ginger Ninja, I believe, going for another. That's not a flying lap. And Danny F1 also cutting that corner, wants to probably get back to the pits. And Bibbin on another lap here as well. Oh, he's running very, very deep there, which is going to cost him a lot of time, but I don't think he's on a lap. And Sinistro, 10th up so far. He's going to push himself up a little bit further, but Snorlax is out on track now with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go, and Sinistro is looking to improve on that time, which if he keeps it up like this, he will indeed. And he's gotten to that curve, which might have pushed him off slightly where he was going to place his car, but he's kept on the track, and Sinistro is about to come up to finish his lap. He misses that apex ever so slightly, but he's coming around the final corner. This should be a bit of an improvement. It is. It's a 1:32.5, and it's a whole second quicker than Snorlax. Snorlax obviously on a lap. He's about to start a lap, getting the widest turn ever. He's about to start his lap to get him that car into a straight line, and Bibbin on a lap again now. He's currently 9/10 up. Oh, he's losing the tyre. He is on 4 lap old tyres here though. So this could be his last run on these tyres and come in for a better strategy. I would expect Jota to probably start on those mediums and go to the hards at the end like he usually does. Has to be one shot out on to the softs, and Panda on the mediums, and so is Richard on the mediums as well. So he'll be looking to do some damage, but we're going to ride on board with Snorlax. I think has invalidated his lap time, so he's pulled out of that. Bibbin, on the other hand, currently 2 seconds up on his time, so he might have accidentally fueled his car up a little bit too much. Seems to be very slow through there. I'm not sure if that was just him trying to put his lap together, but he's coming around the second to last corner into the final corner now. He misses that apex slightly, but it's going to improve. It's a 1:37.6, and he pushes himself up to P11. Richard on a lap now. He runs in slightly too deep there, but Snorlax is definitely going to be on a charge here, and Sinistro is coming into the pits. Don't know if he has another set of softs to go again, but we know Snorlax is definitely going to be going again. Building his lap up. We're going to ride on board with one shot ahead of just about everyone. He is indeed. We'll ride on board with one shot. Finally, got it slowed down enough for the corner, but he runs up very wide, and he's going to go off track, which is going to cost him a lot of time. He missed that apex by a country mile, and that one. And I think he might be coming into the pit. No, he doesn't. Pulls back over to. Completely missed that as well, and Panda is just behind him here. One shot does improve, but Panda also improves to P7, and that is, I believe, I'm not sure who that is just ahead. That might be some Alpha Romeo, so it would be Danny. Danny gets let back through to start his lap. And let's restore laps now on a lap finally in the Haas car, and he'll be looking to push himself up into pole position. There's 1.1 seconds up. This is quick enough for pole position. Got the perfect line through there. He runs over on that into that rumble strip. He did actually win. Bradford actually won here in SVOR last season, but Snorlax coming up to complete his lap now. Round the final corner, this should be pole position by a country mile. It's a 1:31.7. That is around 8 tenths quicker than what Sinistro has done, and Bradford on a lap now as well. He'll be looking to push himself up to get above Redemption here. And Panda also using on a lap. Now we've got Danny about to complete his lap though. Got one shot just ahead of him. Just behind him, sorry. Well, I don't think he's on a lap. He is on a lap, but... And Danny round the last couple of corners now. This should push him up there slightly. Oh, he gets a little bit of a tail happy exit there. That pushes himself up to P6, and Ginger Ninja on his way back out, but we're going to ride back on board with Bradford, who's completely cut that. I believe he's invalidated it earlier on. Snorlax isn't on a lap, I mean he might be... I mean he can probably get... Oh no, he won't be able to get back in and out again. Bradford is back in. He does have enough time. Danny cutting that corner like a treat. And Jotto on his way back out, as I said, onto the mediums. And Richard on a lap here as well. 3-lap old mediums though, not sure why. That was a little bit cheeky from one shot there, nearly actually getting into a bit of a collision with Beta Guns though. He's on a lap. Danny F1, is he on a lap? He is indeed. No, he's not. He's trying to make it back into the pits, but he's hit the wall there. That might have caused him a bit of damage. It did indeed, I think. No, it's coming to the pits, so that is his qualifying over as Bradford. I know what they're going to do. They're going to cut every corner that there is possible. I'm not going to want to watch that, so... And, we've got Ginger Ninja going very slowly. He's letting a few cars through. Bradford on his way out, he's going to have to be very, very quick here and cut literally every corner that is known to man. Bibbin also out, he's probably going to have to do... Yep, they're all going to be doing it. I don't really have a problem with that. Snorlax not coming out though, so he is going to hopefully start on pole with a hassle 1-2 so far, but Redemption on the other hand is coming up to it, and Danny F1 has retired in the pit lane. Redemption goes P2, so Sinistro will be looking to hopefully push himself back up there. Ginger Ninja on a lap as well. Are these two guys actually going to make it though? Bradford, oh, I don't think they are actually. They might just cut it finally. Bradford's going to grab that DRS though. Definitely going to be short for time here in Bibbin. I think that's going to be qualifying over for these two. It is indeed. Unfortunately, they couldn't get to their time there, but with Ginger Ninja about to cross the line, I'll admit, Jota has indeed spun, which is a shame. Ginger Ninja Panda comes into the pits, and Ginger Ninja around the fucking full couple of corners. He'll want to put himself up there. Oh, he runs up slightly wider and goes P4 though in Jota. Obviously not on a lap, and Blazer comes round the final corner. He should push himself up above Jota. He doesn't know. Only by 2 tenths. He doesn't get him. And Sinistro and Redemption is given up on that lap, and Sinistro about to come up to finish his lap time here. So Jota will indeed be starting on those harder compounds at the start. Sinistro runs up very wide. He might have cost himself some time there. But it only goes P3, does improve, but I think it got invalidated. Let me just have a quick look. Oh, it did as well. That would have pushed him 132.1. That would have put him back up into P2, I think. But he will be starting third. That would have put... Oh, it would have been very, very close. But Snorlax on pole position for round 9 of SV versus Livid. And we have got a very long race to go. Let's have this screenshot. How many people actually invalidated their lap time? Snorlax, I know he did. Redemption invalidated all his times, apparently. Even though he put a lap time on the board, that makes no sense. So Sinistro would have 177. Sinistro did oh, he would have got second, I believe. No, he wouldn't, because he did. Oh, no, I don't know. But here we go. May have noticed that SV Bagoo isn't here. I'm not actually sure where he is. Probably either asleep. I will be back very, very soon. Just going to pop to the toilet. I am back. Had to go. Still waiting for. Oh, pardon me. Good evening. As mentioned, we are here for round 9 of SV versus Livid. And here we go. Snorlax is going to lead 11 cars, excluding himself, obviously. Snorlax coming around the final corner now to line his Haas car on pole position. Vivian just behind these two Ferraris, but he will slot in the side one shot. Gonna get back on board with Snorlax. Can I have a better camera angle, please? There we go. And here we go. 3 red lights, 4 and 5. And away we go, and Snorlax gets a pretty decent start, but Sinistro there with an even better start, and he's going to be in the slipstream of his teammate, and Redemption into second place of Sinistro, looking to attack his teammate here, but Snorlax will lead into turn 1. Oh, and there's a massive collision there. And Danny F1 down in the pack, and we've got Blazer Guns has lost a lot of positions, and Panda I think has a lot of front wing damage. He's nearly come across there to take out Ginger Ninja with a really bad start as well. He may have got caught up in that battle, and one shot pushing out Danny there. Danny's going to get a better run, and nearly a massive collision between one shot and his one shot damage as well. No, he doesn't. Oh, he nearly comes across there. No, he doesn't. But Ginger Ninja does, I believe. On the left side. Richard is now past. Ooh, and Danny F1 also getting into the action as well. Oh, that's one shot going in very, very deep. I think he does actually have front wing damage. That's Panda into the pits as well. No, he doesn't have damage. He go really in too deep there. Got one person into the pits, but Blazer Guns also coming in as well. Ninja like to attack Bibbin here, Redemption picking up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, his shovel wasn't Bibbin up the inside. Ginger Ninja up the inside of Bibbin, sorry. Another yellow flag. Not really sure what for. I think that might have been one shot. And the F1 all over the back of Richard as well. Richard not using any of his airs. And F1's going to lunge off his inside, but he's not going to get the move done. Blazicon's picking up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Richard getting very, very close to that inside wall. Oh, and Danny F1's lost his rear. That's a mad sentence to say. Snorlax already getting a 1.5 second lead over Sinistro, and Snorlax setting the fastest lap of the race. Richard has a little bit of breathing speed, but here comes Redemption. The RS wide open. Sinistro is going to want to cover that inside line. Redemption goes for the move. Sinistro leaves the door wide open, and Sinistro stays into P2, but Redemption is looking very, very feisty. Redemption is on those soft tyres, where Brad is on medium, so he will start picking up some time. Danny F1 already gaining. I do believe Ginger Ninja has actually done front wing damage. Yeah, he does on the left hand side, so it's gonna cost him a bit of time, but Redemption now. Win DRS obviously still of Sinistro. Still can't get the move done. But, Brad starting to pick up the pace a little bit now. Oh, Danny F1 goes for a move, and that's a 3-second time, but we'll have that removed. Oh, that was a bit unfair. Redemption picking up another 3-second time penalty. Better run this time, and Sinistro we want to cover that inside line once again. Redemption still can't get the straight line speed that Sinistro has. Redemption looking for the outside line. He's going to try and do a Lewis Hamilton. He's dived up the inside. Sinistro is still there. Oh, there's a big collision, and Redemption has been spun round. Going to lose a couple of positions. Richard also about to take that position, and Danny F1 already onto the back of him once again. So that is an SV 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Ginger Ninja and Redemption coasting inside of each other. Oh, and Danny's gone out very wide there. Richard doing a stellar job of holding these guys up. Bradford now cutting across the grass apparently. And F1 still not able to get past Richard here, but he should probably get it onto the next lap. And they're picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. Ginger Ninja getting a very out of shape, and there's another. Oh, Razor Guns has spun round again. Not having a great race at the moment. Here comes Danny F1 with even more slipstream, which is going to be a sitting duck here. Free Ryan Redemption up the inside. Richard having to go to the escape room. Ginger Ninja up the inside as well. Richard has lost 3 positions this lap within 4 corners already. He will be going a little bit longer than Redemption. Is Redemption cutting every corner there is known to man. And Blazer Guns is into the pits, so he may be retiring from this race. Maybe not. One shot. Going somewhere, I have no idea. Set of softs and a new front wing. that's 6 seconds worth of penalties though. Alright, so Razor Guns will be receiving those blue flags very soon, but there is ghosting obviously still on. Starting to pick up the pace here now as well. Richard has just fallen out of DRS though. So obviously be doing that one stop, probably softs right at the end. Gonna be the fastest man on track at the end. And he has now lapped. Razor Guns would have DRS, he does indeed. Snorlax will have DRS probably this lap. Going into turn 2. Snorlax has always been very good on his tyres. And then just falling out of DRS range of Redemption. Redemption obviously on those faster tyres. Not really got any balance. Ninja just creeping into DRS, and Redemption picking up another 3-second time penalty, which is not going to help him at the end. Especially if he's in a battle in Sinistro, picking up the first penalty for himself, and the first of the SV drivers as well. And just about see his teammate just ahead of him. Actually, that might be Razor Guns actually. I believe Snorlax is allowed one-shot picking for 3-second time penalty as well. He's got Panda all over the back of him soon. Then the F1's going to have DRS on his Alfa Romeo teammate. Redemption can see Jota just ahead now. Jota obviously on those very hard tyres, but he'll be going very, very long into the race. Razor Guns picking up another time penalty. He's so far behind now. Won't be too long until we start seeing some pit stops from the guys that were on the soft tyres, so the likes of Snorlax and Sinistro, which is going to be pain in the bum. Panda getting past one shot here, but one shot's going to have DRS. No idea what kind of line he is taking. Ooh, what is Ninja doing? Panda picking up a 3-second time penalty now. I think he's telling Redemption to move out of the way. We'll have to fix that front wing in the pit stop though, I would imagine. No pit stops as of yet. Lap 9 of 27. The engine's starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Engine just starting to lose a little bit as well. On board with the leader. Keeping his pace too high version with Sinistro and Bradford starting to creep up to Sinistro. Maybe a bit of team orders might be coming into play here. Sinistro letting Bradford through. Bradford is on a different strategy obviously. Then picking up a 3-second time point. There's a Blazer Guns is out of the race. Not sure if that was in the pits or not. But Bradford is through and Sinistro is into the pits and Bradford a 3-second time penalty for that. Sinistro probably going on to a set of mediums, I would imagine. Yeah, a set of mediums to the end, and Redemption also in. I would expect Snorlax to be coming in fairly soon. Sinistro should get ahead of Bibbin very comfortably. Redemption obviously into the pits. Blazer Guns has indeed left the session. Sinistro running out very wide there. Falling down the pack. But he's just out behind Bibbin here. Snorlax is looking very, very comfortable to take this win. Snorlax looks to be coming in this lap, he is indeed. Which will release Brad into the lead. There we go, Bradford does indeed take the lead, and Snorlax will probably want to get out ahead of the likes of Danny, I would say. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I want to get out ahead of Richard though. Snorlax will indeed come out ahead, and Sinistro is onto the back of Richard here. I think Richard wants to hold up Sinistro as much as he is. Be a fairly easy pass for Sinistro, and Richard does indeed move right out of the way, and Sinistro will move off into P6. Medium runners will probably pit within the next kind of 4 laps, I would imagine. So softs to the end. Very easy around this track. So Brad, I think, is in a net P3. So that's picking up at 3-second time penalty. Is onto the back of Danny here. Redemption setting the fastest lap of the race. Ninja also picking up a 3-second time penalty. Be a fairly easy move for Snorlax. DRS wide open. And leaving the door completely wide open. Learned from his mistakes last week. Ginger Ninja obviously is next up for Snorlax. We'll have DRS though, Danny. Could attack Snorlax once again, but Snorlax to break a lot harder later. Closing a lot there, to be fair, especially on warm mediums and Redemption. So an even faster lap that time. On board with the current leader of SV Bradford. He should come out just Danny picking up technically his first penalty. Wathen will be removed due to the battle that he had with one shot at the end. Snorlax is all over the back of Ginger Ninja here. Ninja obviously with that slightly damaged front wing, Bradford will lead on for another lap. Ninja Now it's Sinistro picking up another 3-second time penalty. Bradford also picking up a time penalty himself as well, but here comes Snorlax with DRS wide open into the slipstream, and this is going to be P3 for the Hash driver. And Ginger Ninja, Daleks goes in, not Daleks, Snorlax goes in a little bit too deep, and Danny F1 is into the pits, and he's been held for some apparent reason. Very, very bad pit stop from himself. Ninja having to concede that third place, but does need to make a pit stop. Tension starting to creep in on Richard here. It won't be too long until we start seeing most of these drivers. Obviously will be going on probably past the 20 lap mark on each set of hards. Probably could go the whole distance to be fair. Ninja having slight internet issues I believe, and Sinistro will be looking to hopefully capitalise on that. Obviously he doesn't need to pit anymore. And that is Ginger Ninja into the pits, and Sinistro having a very easy 4th place there. Bradford still carrying on, so he'll probably be trying to get to probably to get himself onto the softs, and Richard also into the pits as well, so Redemption moves up to P5. Danny F1 will probably jump Richard as well, and Ginger Ninja might be... Danny F1 will overtake him. Ninja getting a little bit sideways, and Bibbin also into the pits. Bradford should comfortably come out just behind Sinistro, I would say. Not ahead of Sinistro. Not coming into the pits just as yet though. I'm sure he will fairly soon. Jota, if he's to pit now, might just come out behind Redemption, but he will be on those soft tyres. He's putting it through Danny F1, getting the fastest laps, and that'll be 1 extra point for the LIVID team, unless that gets beaten by one of the drivers on track. Snorlax is just behind Jota here actually. 2.6 seconds. I would expect Brad to probably pit this lap below. He's only 2 tenths off his personal best. He might stay up for a little bit longer, but now he's coming in. Set of softs to the end. That will release Jota into P1 with Snorlax and P2 and Sinistro into P4. And if Bradford can indeed get past him, it's going to be very close between these two, and Bradford is on his way, and Jota is also into the pits though. Snorlax will lead this race. Sinistro will probably jump Bradford, he does indeed, but Sinistro will be on a slightly slower tyre, and Jota will probably lose out to Redemption. He will be on those faster tyres though. Comes out into 5th place. But look at position changes. So Redemption has lost 2, Bradford has gained 2, Sinistro and Snorlax obviously staying where they are. And Danny F1 lets Ginger Ninja through, and Ginger Ninja locks up very badly there. Ginger Ninja actually fixes front wing damage. Panda also into the pits. Ginger Ninja did indeed fix his front wing damage, but he's going to have a battle with his teammate, which isn't going to help the cause. Redemption will be lapping one shot. Biggin will definitely indeed get Panda. One shot. He's broken his front wing once again. I wonder if Sinistro will let Bradford through. You probably imagine Bradford picking up fastest lap as well. Obviously Bradford does have a penalty himself, so does Sinistro. Bradford looking around the outside here. Chuck up the inside, Sinistro leaves him plenty of room, and Bradford is up into P2, but Smart's picking up a 3-second time penalty as well, but I don't really think that's going to mean all too much at the end. Redemption is a whole 13 seconds behind, 12 and a half seconds, sorry. So this obviously losing slightly a bit of time through that. Jota will be looking to overtake one shot as soon as he can, which he does. Just chucks up the inside. They've been picking up another 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look at the gap to the leader. So one shot is indeed a lap down. Can't imagine really Redemption kind of being able to catch up to the leader. 18 seconds with 8-ish laps to go. It's going to be a hard task for the Bradford does indeed set the fastest lap of the race, and we have 8 laps to go of the Russian Grand Prix, and SV taking a 1-2-3 victory as it stands. Obviously there's a few laps to go, so anything can indeed happen, but right on board with Redemption. He does have Jota just behind him, so he might even lose that 4th place to Jota as well. Ooh, Jota picking up a 3-second time penalty, but with Redemption having, let me just have a quick look, I think he has 9 seconds. Yes, he does have 9 seconds, but he is on the cusp of another warning and another penalty as well. Sinistro has 6 seconds, Bradford has 6 seconds, Snorlax I believe has 6 as well. And, Jota here. Looking to overtake Redemption already. unfortunately for Denshaw, I think he's going to lose his place fairly quickly. And Bradford picking up another 3-second time penalty. Definitely starting to close in on to Snorlax, but here comes Jota to the inside. We had a break as late as he can. Redemption still there though. But they get the best exit, and Jota is up his inside, and this could be a move for P4, and Redemption not being able to answer, and SV one shot into the pits once again for a new front wing. And that is P4 for Jota. That's another penalty for Redemption as well. It's not going great for him. Runs out wide again. Bradford onto the back of Snorlax. Probably could see Snorlax letting him through here. It's not really going to change all too much with the final standings. Richard picking up a 3-second time penalty, but he has got a 30-second gap to here he comes. Bradford gonna have slightly easy overtake. Yep. Max does indeed let him through, and Bradford is gonna probably start pulling away, but he's into the slipstream of Bradford. Redemption is still there, and Panda picking up another 3-second time penalty. Redemption picking up another time penalty. Gonna lose 5th place to Ninja here as well. Not too far behind. 6 laps to go. Bradford will be crossing that line any second now. Probably gonna start dragging Snorlax along with him, but Snorlax just falls out of DRS range there. Will still pick up the RS. But once Redemption falls out of that gap, I'll probably see Ginger Ninja starting to pull him in, but even with penalties I think they will still get him. I think even Danny might pop up as well. Right, back on board with Redemption. Wrong way. Still within DRS and Jota. Big Ginger Ninja also has penalties. I'll just have a quick look. He's got 3 seconds. He's got 9 seconds. Danny will have one removed. Oh, Redemption running up very wide, and that's another 3-second time penalty. Gotta be careful he doesn't get himself disqualified. So that's picking up another 3-second time penalty. Bradford will start his 25th lap. Redemption's a lot closer this time, but he's still not close enough. He needs to be within around 4 tenths. Going across that little line. Maybe he's trying to force Jota into some sort of mistake. Redemption running out wide once again. He's going to be careful that he's probably going to pick up another penalty here if he isn't too careful. As I said, it is very easy to pick up penalties here. Pardon me. Redemption seems a lot closer this time, but I don't think it's going to be enough again. 2 laps remaining for Redemption to try and get ahead of Jota and start putting a big gap. And Bradford are about to start the final lap of this race. He's a lot closer this time. Redemption is always going to be contact. And Jota up the inside of Redemption. Redemption will have that inside line. Oh, there's slight contact again, and Jota has to go the very, very long way round. Redemption up the inside, but Jota has that inside line, outside line, which gets him a better exit. Oh, Redemption cutting that corner. But Bradford want to ride on ball back with Redemption though. We'll have the outside line, but Jota's going to come up the inside, and Bradford round the final corner, and he wins the Russian Grand Prix, and Snorlax going to come just behind, and he comes home second in Sinistro. Going to come home in third place. Make it an SV 1, 2, 3, and I think that's kind of ended Livid's hopes. And Jota around the final corner to finish fourth, and Redemption comes home in P5, but Ginger Ninja does indeed pick up that final place, and Danny F1 into his teammate. Redemption moves down to P7, but Richard is going to come round. One shot picking up another 3-second time penalty. SV Richard round the final corner, pick up 8th place here. Panda going home to finish in P9. Could be close between Bibbin and Panda here though, depending on penalties. Panda round the final corner. Just waiting for Bibbin now around the final corner, and he does indeed jump Panda up into P10, and one shot round the final corner now. He's taking a very wide line, and he comes home P11, and we will get the three drivers that have finished on the podium. So just a quick rundown of the finishing order when we get it up.
And I have no front line.
We do indeed have Bradford comes home with the win. Snorlax in P2, Sinistro P3, Jota in P4, making an SV 1, 2, 3 and 4. Ginger Ninja, Danny in P6, Redemption losing 2 positions at the end in P7, Richard in P8, Bibbin jumping his teammate right at the end due to penalties for P9, Panda in P10, and one shot, the final remaining driver to finish. And then obviously we have Blazer Guns crashing out or retiring in the pits. So we will go to the race winner, SV Bradford. I mean, you've started, qualifying wasn't the best for you, P5, but you've come home with the win. Just give us a few words on how you feel right now, and how that strategy and the race went for you.
Well, I actually feel a bit better than last week. Well, yeah, a lot better than last week, as I didn't do very well, but qualifying wasn't the best. Tried to get around the track as quick as possible, but ended up not being it to do so, so I had to start on the mediums. The alternate strategy to everyone else. The start was pretty hectic. I'm happy I ran wide, because I would have ended up with no front wing at the beginning of the race. I just had so much pace in the middle that I just got a gap, decided to push as hard as I can. And then as soon as the softs came on, I'm happy I didn't start on the softs. And then fastest lap as well for us, which is an add to our tally. But at the end of the day, it was an amazing race for myself.
Yep. Congratulations. Brilliant win, and I believe that kind of ends the battle between SV and Livid. I will try and do the points at some time during the week for next race, and but yeah, congratulations. Move on to second place. Obviously pole position for yourself, Snorlax, and obviously Bradford was catching you, and I believe you just let him through. You got the gap, and you've come home in P2 around Russia. Just give us a few words.
Yeah, I mean, qualifying went well. Got pole down towards turn two. I got a good start and got hit off by, I think it was Redemption, who I guess just misjudged his braking zone. Luckily, it didn't break my front wing or anything. Just forced me wide. Uh, Other than that, just put my head down. Just had an alright race. Brad, amazing pace on the softs when he pitted, so I was like, no pull up. It's a team event. Slammed through. Took home P2. It off next week and clinch it.
Yeah, congratulations. And we'll move to Sinistro for P3. I think you started P3. Jumped Redemption
Yeah.
right at the start, got into the slipstream of Snorlax and kind of just went away. And then obviously Bradford started to catch up. He got you for P2. You should be pretty happy with a P3. Just give us a few words on how you feel right now.
Well, like I said before, I went to this session with no training, so I wasn't expecting getting that P3. I could get P2, but I validated my last lap, and yeah, I believe most of the guys in qualifying invalidated too. And yeah, it was a good start. I had the slipstream of Snorlax. Actually, reminded me of something. And into turn one, I see a Torosso just dive bombing. Just don't know if that's on purpose or not, but that looked, you know. And yeah, I tried to stay in the front. I tried to break the DRS range between me and Redemption. I believe that's his name. And yeah, try to stay clean. Try to not take too many penalties. And yeah, Bradford, it wasn't a bad strategy. I kind of tried to hold him a little bit, but it's a team versus team. We all need to race together. And yeah, in the end of the day, P3 with no training, that's a great result. 3 SV guys on the podium. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. As I said, I will try and do the point. And work with Glitcher during the week. And then obviously we will let you guys know. Yeah, congratulations all three of you. Congratulations, Jot, obviously picking up P4 as well. Solid result for SV. We will be back again for the final round of SV versus Livid next Thursday at 6 p.m. Obviously, it is SV's final pick and the final pick, obviously, due to it being the final round. And obviously, we will be back for SV Awar fairly soon next month for round 1 at Australia. Until then, guys, we will see you very soon. Goodbye.